The Bank is a game of patience and payoff. The superstar who holds the contract, a free ticket to a world title match for up to 1 year after they win it, doesn't just have the opportunity to win the championship, but to create a moment. Even the contract holders who didn't get the job done when they cashed in succeeded in making an impact. But which cash-ins were the most historically significant? WWE.com ranked every Money in the Bank cash-in, taking into account the victor, who they beat, and the surrounding context. Who's the most money? Let's read and find out. Number 19, Baron Corbin, WWE Championship 2017. Baron Corbin is one of the most capable superstars on the roster today. And between his Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal win and impressive run as United States champion, he's proven that he can deliver in big moments. Unfortunately, what should have been the easiest and most significant part of his career ended up being a hard shank right. The lone wolf cashing his contract and made such a broha that he was immediately rolled up by Jinder Mahal to lose his title match. To his credit, Corbin shook it off and proud for it as he always does, rebounding to win the United States title. His cashing brings up the rear of this list, but in the grander context, it's another smudge on an rising promising career. In this moment, may well end up being more exception than rule. Number 18, John Cena, WWE Championship 2012. Is it the height of irony that John Cena became the first man to unsuccessfully cash in the Money in the Bank contract? It's definitely up there, especially given that Cena was near the peak of his dominance in 2012. And he picked the perfect time, Raw's 1000th episode, and champion CM Punk to call it shot. But Vic Sosa's interference cut the match short, handing Cena a disqualification win while keeping the title on Punk due to the champion's advantage. Hysterical significance keeps this cash in from the bottom, but it can only be ranked so high for the same reason. Number 17, Damien Sandow, World Heavyweight Championship 2013. Hold the hallelujahs, folks. Damien Sandow was a surprise World Heavyweight Championship contract doubly so since he betrayed Cody Rhodes by shunning him off, allowed her to win it. While the intellectual savior of the masses' tenure as a briefcase bearer ended in disappointment when he became the first superstar to flat out lose his cash-in match, in this case to John Cena. He'll pop out a lot of this list. Point awarded, however, because their match was among the finest of both superstars' careers. Number 16, Jack Swagger, World Heavyweight Championship 2010. Between 2007 and 2010, the Money in the Bank ladder match became the go-to conquest for a crop of blue-chip talent who used the briefcase to jump the line and win a world title. Jack Swagger's World Heavyweight Championship cash on Chris Jericho seemed to be the most pointed sign of his CJs at the time, but despite a 3-month reign for the Oklahoma big man, the trend that led to his rise would prove somewhat untenable. Most of the contract holders after Swagger were industry veterans who had yet to win the big one, but hadn't won it in a while. Though given that we're circling back with recent winners like Corbin and Carmella, the fight over on the All-American Americans win may well be that it happened 10 years too soon. Number 15, CM Punk World Heavyweight Championship 2009. The only reason CM Punk's 2 Money in the Bank cash-ins are on the low end on this list is that they are so widely overshadowed by his achievements in the back end of his WWE career. This cash-in was his second, was remarkably both for who he beat Jeff Hardy and what led to a title defense against The Undertaker, where Punk is said to have earned the respect of a decent undead man. But at that point, such a thing was just confirmation of what the WWE Universe already knew. Punk was championship caliber material, and you will not be told otherwise. Number 14, Alberto Del Rio, WWE Championship 2011. Alberto Del Rio used his contract to take out CM Punk at the height of his Man of the People popularity to cash in his contract just moments after the second seed Saint defeated John Cena in the dramatic Undisputed Championship match. So points awarded for brazen timing, but this cash-in takes a hit because quickly found it was harder to keep the crown than win it. The excellence would play hot potato with the title over these 2 months and ultimately lost it back to Punk, who kicked off his second record-setting reign as a result. Number 13, CM Punk World Heavyweight Championship 2008. Despite the resounding endorsement of Paul Heyman, CM Punk was something of a question mark during the beginning of his WWE career. Even after he won his first Money in the Bank contract, no one was ever truly sure what the ceiling was for the scrappy tattoo Chicagoan. That he ultimately cashed in on a red-hot edge to win the World Heavyweight Championship was both a validation of the Straight Superstar's talent and a sigh of relief to his supporters. Punk attain greater glory down the line, but it was refreshing to know there was a place at the top for him after all. Number 12, Edge, World Heavyweight Championship 2007. Stealing The Undertaker's thunder was a lot like tugging on Superman's cape in 2007. So Edge's second contract cash-in, where he pounced on the Phenom to steal the legendary superstar's holy grail, earned special consideration for both his bonus and his efficiency. Much like Punk's second cash-in, there was more information than coordination for the rated R superstar, but Edge gets extra points for his opponent of choice. It had been a long time since anybody had made the dead man look mortal. Number 11 and number 10 is a tie. Randy Orton, WWE Championship 2013, and Sheamus, WWE World Heavyweight Championship 2015. They say history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. In that case, the near identical cash-ins of Randy Orton and Sheamus were a lovely bit of in-ring verse, both for former champions years before removed from their previous world titles. Both cashed in on a vulnerable champion at the end of a grueling battle. Dan Bryan had just beaten John Cena when came calling at SummerSlam 2013. Wow. Sheamus pounced on Roman Reigns at retirement final at Survivor Series 2015. And both experienced a nice bump in business as a result. Orton joined the authority while Sheamus got a sweet t-shirt. Even the final chapters of these respective stories were mirror images of each other, with the wronged champions winning the title back in a WrestleMania comeback that evolved the win over Triple H. Number 9, Carmella, SmackDown Women's Champion 2018. Carmella started out as the token girl of a boys club in NXT. She only had one championship opportunity at full facility before becoming the very last pick of the 2016 WWE Draft. She won the Women's Money in the Bank contract with help. Everybody with a smartphone and an egg avatar was calling her cash-in a disaster waiting to happen. But lo and behold, she took out Charlotte Flair, who had all the momentum in the world after snapping Asuka's 500 some odd day streak 2 days prior. Everything about Money Bella's cash-in speaks to the power of perseverance and patience, to say nothing of making good whoever opportunities are thrown your way. While Alberta is still out on the Princess Staten Island's very young championship reign, this was a tough one to beat as far as statements go. Number 8, Daniel Bryan, World Heavyweight Championship 2011. The Daniel Bryan who won the Money in the Bank contract was far closer to the American Dragon of the Indies than the Grand Marshal of the Yes Movement, which made it a particularly cool moment when the Buzzcut grappler cashed in on a vulnerable Big Show to win the World Heavyweight title in 2011. But the real significance of the victory was what came after. This was one of the few times the ripples of the cash-in have legitimately changed WWE history. Bryan's reign as World Heavyweight Champion led to a match with Sheamus at WrestleMania 28. That led to a humiliating 18-second defeat, which paved the way for, well, everything else. Number 7, Kane, World Heavyweight Championship 2010. By 2010, Kane's sole reign as a top WWE title holder had been 10 years earlier and lasted all of one day, but his World Heavyweight Championship contract cash-in carried all the historical significance that his earlier stint had been denied. Not only Kane was the first man to cash in the contract the same night he won it, he set a speed record for doing so that remains unbroken to this day. You can't blame the WWE Universe for applauding the moment, even though it came down to beloved Rey Mysterio to win the title. They knew the Devil's Sweet Redeemer had finally got his due. Number 6, Rob Van Dam, WWE Championship 2006. Now, I'm sorry. Now, everyone, imagine for a moment you're sitting on your parents' couch watching ECW in 1997, and someone hops out of a time machine to inform you that in 9 years, Rob Van Dam will defeat WWE's standard bearer on the ECW show to win the WWE Championship. Your first reaction probably would be, what's WWE? Your second, after a brief explanation, would be to laugh at this wayward traveler's face. But come ECW One Night Stand 2006, you will see the impossible came true as Rob Van Dam used his Money Bank contract to challenge John Cena at ECW's Rutgers Revival show and claimed the ultimate prize, with Paul Heyman himself counting the free. RVD's time as champion was short-lived, so points must be deducted here. But this was a capital N moment for Rob Van Dam as a competitor and ECW as a whole. The Bingo Hall promotion had finally hit the jackpot. Hold on, guys, we're going to take a breather. Number 5, Edge, WWE Championship 2006. The OG contract cash-in still ranks among the best because right up until the ref got it free when Edge spent against John Cena, Nobody knew if the money bank experiment would work. A million things could have gone wrong, be it a miscalculated cashing or the ultimate superstar simply losing the Halliburton at the airport. But it went off like a charm, spur on by a command from Mr. McMahon, rumored to be prove me right. Edge toppled Cena to win his first WWE title. The rest from Edge's WWE Hall of Fame career to the legacy of the contract itself is history. Number 4, The Miz WWE Championship 2010. Anything can happen in the WWE. Sure, it's a catchphrase, but it's also unbelievably true. How else to explain a Cleveland Wildmouth going from fanboy reality show veteran to a Money in the Bank contract holder who got one over Randy Orton? Randy Orton to become WWE champion, a title he was successfully defending in the main event WrestleMania against John Cena. Not only did the Miz cash in give us the eternal gift of Angry Miz Girl, but there is a nice under the radar moment that's also the awesome one's path to the title. After winning the title before perching on the turnbuckle, Mr. whooped directly into the camera and sneered, I told you all. Number 3, Dean Ambrose, WWE World Heavyweight Championship 2016. Between Seth Rollins stealing whatever thunder he could find in Roman Reigns' march to the top, Dean Ambrose seemed destined to bang his head against the glass and his brothers had powered through in the wake of the Shield's breakup. That was a horribly unworthy fate for the most grassroots popular Hounds of Justice. But his narrow losses to Reigns and Rollins in 2014 and 2015 made his same night contract victory and cash in on love, no less, all the sweeter. Here was a guy who had quietly diligently toiled during the 2 years since the Shield imploded, and when his moment came, he proved himself just as worthy of the spotlight as the two Supermen he upstaged to get it. A statement that carried over into the 2016 WWE Draft when the Lunatic Fringe was selected by Shane McMahon and Dan Bryan as the first pick of the New Look SmackDown Live. Number 2, Dolph Ziggler, World Heavyweight Championship 2013. Some of the cash-ins on this list suffer in hindsight because of their aftermath. Dolph Ziggler has a particularly bittersweet one. It's usually he's cut his World Heavyweight Championship reign short before it could really get going. But the show-off's cash-in on Alberto Del Rio maintains its status because he still holds up as a moment of joy for both Ziggler and the New Jersey faithful. Bruce Springsteen could have cashed in a Money in the Bank contract and gotten less of a reaction. So visual that makes you forget what's coming down the pipe. You think we're kidding? Cue up a W nigger, tell us this guy is about to rule the world. Number 1, Seth Rollins, WWE World Heavyweight Championship 2015. First cash in to happen at WrestleMania. First cash in to happen in the main event of WrestleMania. First cash in to happen in the middle of any match ever. Seth Rollins' heist of the century against Brock Lesnar to a lesser extent, Roman Reigns carries all the hysterical hallmarks worthy of a number 1 selection. But it's the top one because in the simplest possible terms, nobody saw it coming. Not only did it defy the conventional wisdom surrounding that particular WrestleMania main event, it challenged the norms of Money in the Bank itself. The contract was an institution by then. It had been thought as one thing for 10 years, a tool you used to pounce on a weakened champion after the match. But by making his move in the middle of the match, Rollins just didn't born that norm down. He will build it in his image. Alright, that is my video. I hope I'll see you guys next time.